Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we're going to talk about my June bullet journal. And, well, let me show you my June bullet journal real quick here. Okay, June bullet journal. It's pretty empty. Yeah, I didn't do much with my June bullet journal this month because I went digital. Let me go over to the computer and show you what I did. Alright, so let me show you what I have been using for my June bullet journal. This is my June bullet journal. I think this has worked really well. Let's go back to the first week of June. Alright, first week of June. This sets up using the Google Suite, and I am using Keep Notes, Google Task, and the Google Calendar. Let's break this down so that we can just see our individual things. First up is the Google Calendar. If I go to today, I can show you everything which I have for just today. Those are all the tasks that I still need to do, all the tasks that I have done, and also the events. I think this makes life so much easier, but of course this is not the view I normally show it in. Normally what I show it in is the week view. Part of the reason that I went to this was simply because I have all of these things which are daily tasks, but a lot of them repeat. I mean, like, they repeat each week, same day or the same time, and some of these things are things which repeat like daily. So if it is an event, let's say one of the first ones is like I'll close caption this video. I close caption these home videos every Monday after I do the video. Well, I was having to rewrite those every single time, along with I would edit the home video, record the home video, I have to upload it. Tuesdays I clean, do the same thing, and you notice how this keeps going over and over and over. I could put this on my calendar and the event itself just repeats. If we go to this, it has a weekly repeat on Monday, and it's an all-day event. So that makes my life so much easier. Also in this, you will notice this really cool thing where I have an order from Amazon that's coming in. I can put that on my calendar and see when it's supposed to be here, or the fact that I went and picked up groceries today. This just makes my life so much easier. But there's also another cool thing about this, and we're going to go out in this as I set up July's calendar. But when I go to Keep Notes, now you will notice that right here it says June, and I have my lovely quote and then the task that I do daily. The reason that I put this in there like it is right now is simply because I do these things daily. Alright, let's really break this down. We're going to start off with Keep Notes, and yes, that's in the Google Suite, and yes, it is free. Keep Notes are the items that I would do every single day. These things repeat and repeat and repeat. And I will uncheck the ones I've already done. Alright, so I can even go and go into Keep Notes itself, and there you see it. So there's my big, and the cool part about this is I don't have to be an artist. That's literally just a picture, and then I put in put in my quote for the month, and then what month it is. Now you can do this weekly, but the first time we do this, we're going to do this, make it easy. These are my daily action items, I call them. Every morning I have to make sure that I give the dog water, which I've already done. Meditation, already did that. Cardio, already did that. The dishes, I make sure that I did my lotion, and then at the end of the day I'll take my medicine. Now you see where all these things are down below here? At the beginning of the very next day, I can uncheck them, and voila, they're back so that I'm all ready to check them off. Now these will go in whatever order that you put them in, so that's an alphabetical order. Now I like to make sure that I do my water for the day. I do my 8 cups of water And you notice that I have that, so I can check it off as I've done it. And then at the beginning of the day, each day, I uncheck them so that that way those things are all there, so when I go to my calendar, it will be ready. Alright, let's go back to my calendar. And see, that's the really cool part about this is my calendar has this all set up. Alright, let's go to task. Those are the tasks that I have to do. And the cool part about this is as I do a task, I can then check it off. I can mark it as it is done for the day, and it just makes life so much easier. And these tasks are just things that I like to have on hand so that I'm remembering to do them. And as I mark it off, I just mark it off, and that's the cool part about this. And as I switch the days, it just makes life so much simpler. Let's go to the week view. There we go. And each day I can mark it off. Like tomorrow I will soak my oats for my oat milk, and then when it's done, if I need to edit the task, I can edit the task. If I need to add a task, I can add the task. This shows me what things I still have to do for the day on the right hand side. I'm absolutely loving this. Now there are a couple things to pay attention to. In the center of your screen you will see that I have a meeting which is called the Mastermind Group. If I click on that, you will notice that it is on my calendar. Now the cool part about this is when I'm done with it, I can switch it over to my history calendar just by clicking on that item and then changing it over to my history calendar, just like I have done with the pickup that I did this morning. So why use a history calendar? Simple. A history calendar can move an event to the past. I can pull that event, put it in the past, and then if I don't want to see the past events that I've done, I can, uncheck that calendar and only have events which are coming up, or I can show events that didn't actually happen. Let's say an event was canceled or that sort of thing. I can just hide those things, which then doesn't clutter up my calendar, but I'm not completely getting rid of it simply because, I do want to look back and say, hey, this is when that thing happened. So I put all the past events or things that really have happened onto my history calendar. Now we're ready to start with our July cover. That's the first thing I always like to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note which will be a pinned note, and it will be the July note. So I'll go to the desktop and I have saved my pinned picture there. It is saving. I will then pin it, and that will be my July picture. So that way, if I were to go to, when I go to the calendar, you see how that is pinned right there at the top? So of course I'll unpin it right now so that it won't be there at the top, but I can then unpin that, and suddenly my July is right there at the top of this. I mean, we are talking, I can go to July, there's July 1st, all the things which are going on, and I have literally everything done in just a few seconds because I've put in all of these reoccurring dates. Now I know this is, like, the reason I'm doing this way and I'm breaking it down into tiny little bits is so that you can see how quickly this can be done using what you have. And that's the important part. We'll dive into it more aggressively and more detailed later on, but the first part of it is to set up what you want. So I have my keep note. I have a pinned keep note, which has the July quote, and if you don't believe the sun will rise, stand alone and greet the coming night in the last remaining light. Things will get better. I like this for July. And so then that is my pinned note. I have my daily routine and my water. That's all set in Keep Notes. And you're wondering how did I make these things pop up? These are little add-ons that you will see in your Google Calendar. I can place these there and suddenly all of those tasks, all of those things which I need to add on to this, it's right there. I can use this, and one of the reasons that I do this so often is because I have my phone with me like 24/7. It is always at least near me, and I can pull it up and use it wherever I am. I found that the other problem that I had with just the bullet journal was the bullet journal that I really like is really expensive, and I mean really expensive. So this is free. That's the best part. It's free, it's digital. I use this every day, as you can obviously tell. Let's go back to today. So as I'm recording this, once I'm done with that, I will check off that I have recorded that. We're not done yet, so we won't check that off yet. But it goes so fast because I can set these things up as I need to set them up. Everybody's probably already done something on their digital calendar, created an event on their digital calendar, and you're wondering, well, how am I going to learn how to do a mood journal, or how am I going to do those other things? Those will come later, but this is just a wonderful way of using a digital calendar as a bullet journal, and this is just the beginning of my whole goal with this. We are going to delve deeper into it, but this was just a quick setup of my digital bullet journal for July. And the cool part about this is I can do a different pinned event or a pinned heading right here for each week. I don't have to do just one for the month. I could do one of these for each week. And I will show you next month how to do one of these pinned pictures, so that is, and I actually did do that. That's the nice part about that is a photograph that I took and I just put it in there. I love that. That's the best part about doing all of this. So that is my super simple and quick first look at doing a digital bullet journal. This is using Google. So simple and so easy to do. It just amazed me, and I don't have to be an artist. I can change things up, and I will show you, like I said, in detail how to do this. But if you know how to set up a Google Calendar, and if you've used Google Keep before or Google Task, those things can just be all integrated into one piece. If you have questions on this, go ahead and ask me what questions you have. I think I can answer them, but this is a learning process much like my first bullet journal video. The cool part about this is, like I said, I don't have to be an artist. I can find things which inspire me. I can use this everywhere. I even use this on my little tablet that I use for my Chromecast, so I can cast to my TV while I'm watching it. I can then check off the things which I've done on my bullet journal. Well, let me know what you thought about that. I really am enjoying doing this digitally, having a ton of fun with this. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, don't forget to check out these other videos that I picked out just for you, or you can also check out my Patreon, which will give you access to the videos that I make earlier, and some other things like a special behind-the-scenes weekly video that I do. I hope I get to see you again next time, and then you could also, look for me on other social media at CM Coleman Home.